Don't be a flake. Don't run away from your feelings, babe. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Don't hesitate to say, hey, babe. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. Hey, babe.
I put my hey babe on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hey babe on my hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Hello, babe. How you doing?
Who's this?
This is Babe, the Babe Joe Gatto
Wow.
in studio today with us.
Sitting in your seat.
Yeah. Sitting in my seat. I have a tweaked neck, and you were kind enough to sacrifice, and now you see it is hard to play that seat.
This is tough.
That's a hard seat.
Yes,
Yeah. I do that. Yeah, I do that whenever we have a guest.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You never sit here?
I've never sat there once.
But
I don't know
honestly,
what
it makes
feels
it
like.
tougher for the guests now.
No, I'm okay though, because I'm used to talking to two people.
Yeah.
So I'm
you're
not
able
holding
to-
a congressional hearing. I can do it. I can swing it. Thanks.
It's I never thought about that you got to move a lot. Maybe that's why your calves are in such good shape, because you move your head so much.
He plants his feet.
Plants his feet.
I dig in,
Yeah.
Wow, look, Arizona iced tea. What are those, Airwalks?
No, these are Adidas.
Adidas Arizona iced teas.
Ginseng.
Ginseng. Yeah, ginseng.
Yes, that's
This is a
ginseng
gift from
one.
our friend Brian Q. Quinn. He picked up himself a
very
pair,
nice, very
and he got
nice.
me these.
Yeah, they
and
got
they're
into
comfy.
the young people's game now.
They did.
Yeah.
I don't know
You
what I'm
guys-
doing with them.
You guys have good sneakers. You guys.
He helped me out big time.
Yeah.
I used to be a straight up, like, shell top Kohl's clearance, like Adidas.
Yes.
Like that was it, fresh. But then we went like shopping once or twice, and I enjoy it.
Do you mostly just do Adidas?
Oh, mostly.
Right.
My arch game is great in these.
See, I'm mostly with the Nike Blazers.
You like those?
I like Nikes. I like Nikes.
I have a new pair of Nikes. He noticed when I saw you recently. I had them on, and you noticed them. You said that's a good shoe.
Oh, yeah.
Low top or high top?
That is uncharacteristically a high top for me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like my ankles exposed. You never know what they're gonna get into.
Yeah.
You never wear high tops.
Never.
Yeah, why is that?
It
You're an ankle injury waiting to happen.
It comes from when I used to play basketball in 8th grade. I used to hate to put on my high tops, and I think when I was able to pick my own shoe, I never went high top.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wasn't good at basketball. I blame the shoe.
But then you killed at bowling in high school.
Oh yeah, but that's a low top.
Unbelievable
time.
bowler.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Speaking of bowlers, Yolanda Vega was on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I know.
I saw her last night, Yolanda.
Did you at a
Saw her
bowling
last
alley?
night at my show in Albany, and Yolanda, unbelievable person, Yolanda Vega, great person. I was trying to do some crowd work bits with her. We tried to meet up to bowl.
Did you? Yeah, she bowls. She bowls big time.
What happened though? She
does?
She's a
Bowls
big
like a
time bowler,
motherfucker.
real time bowler. Yeah. What happened though? And I was kind of preparing Joe for this. What I was about to tell you here on the show is I couldn't make bowling with Yolanda Vega on Sunday in Albany because on Saturday in Ithaca, the food that I ate in the 10-hour window that I allowed myself to eat,
Gave you Shithika.
Shithika.
I'm in a playful mood today.
As you know, as I've asked throughout the last I've asked many times in the last 6 months if I could have a moment of your time to discuss intermittent fasting. I've asked many people that, and I've given moments of my time to discuss intermittent fasting. I have rules that I stay in this certain eating window, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., 5 days a week, but Saturday I go off the rails. That's what it is.
Tell us what happened in Ithaca. Tell me what was on the menu.
So
And I'll tell you what happened to you.
So Saturday I go off the rails. Okay?
Yeah.
And I think what happened is I worked out so hard in the morning because I was like, I'm going to eat bad,
Right.
that I actually overdid it. And I pushed myself way over the line, working out and the diet. So my eating began at 11 a.m. on Saturday in Ithaca. I'm sorry, on Saturday.
What time did the feeding begin?
The feeding began.
They filled the trough at 11 a.m.
Saturday at 11 a.m., I apologize, in Buffalo. Ithaca was a 2-hour drive from Buffalo.
He doesn't even know where he was.
Yes.
That's how bad he got it.
Yeah.
Yes. I had shows at Buffalo State, 2 shows at Buffalo State, college shows, but not college shows. Shows on a college campus, but not college shows. It's a very interesting concept.
Okay.
Not that the theater was there at Buffalo State, but it was not a college show. It was interesting. It was actually good shows. So I start at 11 a.m. at Buffalo. Shout out Paula's Donuts. I want to shout out Paula's Donuts. I went in there. I had a cannoli cream donut, big one.
I went for breakfast
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. That
You're
they
talking
inject-
to the cannoli king.
Yeah.
that they inject.
Checked it.
Cannoli.
Mini cannoli on the top for garnish?
Yep.
Great.
His dog's name is Cannoli and his company's name is Cannoli.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
With cannoli. Okay, so it's cannoli donut. Google Paula's Donuts, Buffalo cannoli donuts.
Yeah.
So I had a cannoli donut, a peanut butter and jelly donut,
Amazing.
Oh,
a bacon, egg, and cheese on an
Donut.
everything bagel.
Oh.
On an everything bagel with
Donut.
ketchup. 2
what?
of them.
Two
A
of them?
bacon, egg, and cheese on an everything bagel with ketchup donut.
2 times?
No, 2 of them.
No donut.
Okay.
No donut. Bacon, egg, and
That's
cheese.
bagel.
No, you didn't have 2.
No,
Paula gets in the bagel game as well.
I did. I had two donuts and 2 big donuts. They're not. These are not.
Oh, that's
Okay,
great.
big,
Yep.
real. These are like custom donuts.
Dessert donuts.
There it is. Cannoli donut, specialty donut, right there.
Yeah.
Sticking out. Yeah.
Yep.
It's got a snout.
Yeah.
So that 2 bacon, egg, and cheeses, 2 donuts, a large iced coffee.
Ooh.
Okay. I say to myself, Chris, you gorged yourself. Even though we're going to Ithaca, which is gorgeous. That's what they say. That's their. I said, you gorged yourself.
You put the gorge in gorgeous.
I put the gorge in gorgeous. So that's at 11:30. I've consumed this. I've consumed already. We're at 2,000 cows, right? Or we're approaching. So I say, you know what? The only way to kind of balance this out, I got to go get a salad. I'm not even hungry, but I'm like, I got to get a salad.
Roughage.
Because I had a nutritionist tell me once, stop focusing on what the bad food you're eating. Focus on the good food. So don't worry if you have donuts and pizza. Have the salad, have the vegetables. Start there. So I said, let me go old school and I do that. And I have a salad. I have a salad with grilled chicken. I'm feeling good, right? 12:30. We're driving to Ithaca. No problem. We get to Ithaca. Good. I had
Wait, you had a salad while you were still in Buffalo?
yes.
Before 12:30?
Road salad.
Yes. I had a road.
It was in
grilled-
transit.
Okay.
I had a
all
grilled
right.
chicken salad. There was a deli in Buffalo. I went in there and I had to make me
Unreal. Go ahead.
So, and I'm full. I feel full, but I'm like, it's Saturday. It's my day to eat. It's my time to shine. So 2 donuts, 2 bacon, egg, and cheese bagels,
Iced coffee.
grilled chicken salad,
chicken
and a
salad
nice
on the
coffee.
road, and now we're hitting Ithaca.
Now we're hitting Ithaca. So we're driving to Ithaca. So we get to Ithaca.
You're going to have some Anne Frank soon, right?
Yes. So we get into Ithaca. So we get there. We go to this place. I think it's called Red's. Red's on the square. Red something. I proceed to go in there. It's maybe 1:30 now. Maybe let's call it 2 o'clock.
You with Sergio?
I was with the great Mike Cannon.
Mike Cannon. Okay.
Mike Cannon, Patty Clips, and Tommy, the tour manager, Tommy Hare. And so we go into Red's, and I order a chicken bacon ranch sandwich, French fries, a white pizza, which was called the Betty White pizza.
Personal or
A personal. I said it was for the table, but nobody else wanted it, so I ate the whole thing. So
it
it was
became
a
personal?
flatbread.
Any pizzas are personal.
That's his move.
Yeah.
He just orders for the table and then
Yes.
orders 30 things and no one eats it with him.
Yeah.
So a Betty White flatbread, this chicken sandwich, waffle fries. Then they proceed to tell me that this restaurant has rotating custom homemade ice cream cake and rotating custom-made cheesecake. So I say, what's the ice cream cake of the day? What's the cheesecake of the day? They tell me the ice cream cake of the day is s'mores ice cream cake. I said, we'll add 1. They say the cheesecake is red velvet. I said, give me 2 because I love red velvet.
Who doesn't?
So now there's ice cream cake and red velvet cheesecake, okay?
When you say, is it a cake or is it a slice?
Slice.
Got it.
Red velvet.
I ask
won't you
everybody
please?
at the guys at the table, do you want any of this? Mike says no. Tommy took 1 bite, and Patty Clips is like, I really shouldn't. So now I ate an entire piece of ice cream cake and 2 pieces, a piece and 75, 1 3/4 piece of
1.75 red velvet cheesecake.
1.75 pieces of red velvet cheesecake.
Yeah.
So great. So I'm like, Chris, you have to stop. I know it's your day to go crazy, but you genuinely have to stop.
Also, what do you do before the show to make sure you don't explode?
Well, this is what I forgot about.
I forgot he was working.
I forgot. This is what happens. I get into grooves where I'm having so much fun during the
Like
day. I
Madonna.
forget that I have to do the
Or an
show. And
emperor.
I forget. I completely forget that I'm even there for the show. I'm like, I'm just hanging out. So we go. I got to take a nap. The Knicks were playing. They were getting their asses kicked. I said, this is 3:30 right now. We got the show at 7. Let me just calm down. Let me go back to the room, whatever. I take a nap. I fall asleep from 3:45, wake up at 4:30, quick 45-minute power nap, but it's one of those you wake up, you don't even know where you are. I thought I was like back in 6th grade, one of those.
Yeah.
I wake up, I am starving. I don't know why. I don't know how. I am starving.
When were you asleep? Did somebody cut you open and steal the food out of your stomach?
I am starving.
You having a fasting metab lately because of the intermittent fasting?
I took an edible the night before with Mike Cannon that I think maybe was a delayed hit or something was going on with my neurochemistry.
Was the edible inside your intermittent fasting window, or did you break it just for the edible?
No, the edible was inside the intermittent fasting window.
Okay, good. I didn't want. No.
Yeah. Anything over 30 calories breaks a fast.
Oh, okay.
So-
Really?
Yes, that's true.
Oh, so I can't have my Athletic Greens is 50 calories.
50 calories, no, but what you can do is go naked greens. What I do, those are 25 calories with a shot of apple cider vinegar, which is 0 calories.
Okay.
So go naked green superfood.
Okay. I gotta tell you, whenever you're not with me, you go shopping and you do light drugs and light drinking.
Light drugs and light drinking.
But you never do it with me.
And heavy eating.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to have a day. We're going to change it. We're
no.
going to have a day. I'm going to come over and we're going to do it. When we live stream the first episode of I Think You Should Leave season 3.
Okay.
That's
okay.
what we'll do.
Okay.
So then I wake up. The food at the hotel that I was, shout out to Marriott at the Ithaca Commons, they have like a gourmet room service menu.
Really?
Yes. So I ordered an Applewood bacon cheeseburger. I swear to Christ.
This is insane,
An
bro.
Applewood bacon cheeseburger. I'm not lying. An Applewood bacon cheeseburger, French fries, and a side of macaroni and cheese. And it's 5 o'clock, and I eat all of that with a Diet Pepsi. We get to the show.
You have the balls to order a Diet Pepsi.
I cannot believe what I've done to myself. Like I'm like angry. I'm almost like emotionally like going to cry about what I've done.
But the stuff that's going on inside your body, especially because you're used to intermittent fasting at that point, is like you're probably shell shocked.
I almost think what happened was it sent my brain got so overwhelmed by this that it wasn't saying that we were full. It was saying, my brain must have said there must be something wrong with our systems because there's no way he just put 25,000 calories in us before 7 p.m. There's no way he did that.
Right.
We missed
So
an email.
we fucked up. Let's Ristam said he has nothing in his stomach. We got to keep him hungry.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get to the venue on Saturdays.
You board up your windows on a Saturday.
On Saturday, Tommy tour managers just knows on Saturdays when I'm typically I like pizzas in the green room because I'm not fasting and typically that'll be the one thing I'm doing. So he has 2 pizzas in there for me, 1 regular, 1 pepperoni, just
Zero
in my
Betty
green
Whites.
room.
Zero Betty Whites.
0 Betty Whites, like full pizzas.
Yeah.
So I say to the guys, Mike, I said, come in here. I can't eat this. I can't have a bite of this. Right? Good. Mike takes a bite of the pepperoni. He goes, this might be one of the best pieces of pizza I've ever had in my life. I was like, get the fuck out of here. We're in Ithaca. He goes, dude, try this pizza. I was like, I can't. He goes, dude, I'm telling you, this is awesome. I eat the pizza, the pepperoni pizza. It was maybe the best slice of pizza I've ever had truly in my life. It was well done. It was unbelievable. By the time the show was at 7. We had a delay start 7:10. Mike goes on stage at 7:15-ish. I had to go on at 7:40. 7:30, I had eaten another 7 slices of pizza, 5 pepperonis and 2 regulars. I'm not kidding.
Thin crust?
No, regular fucking pizzas. 5 pepperonis and 2 regulars. So I now walk onto stage. I'm sweating. I'm like, I'm almost like, I
don't even eat a regular meal before a show. Not even one little meal.
I don't know what the fuck happened to me. I go out on stage, have not really that good of a set because I'm like bow down.
Really?
Oh,
surprise. You're a walking carbohydrate.
I call Mike Cannon about 40 minutes into my set. I call Mike from the stage. I'm like, Mike, I need you out here because I was starting to get lighted. I thought I was going to pass out. I'm like, just come on stage. We start doing crowd work. We start just doing this improvised 2-man show just to get through another 20, 30 minutes, give the people, what they paid for, some value. I'm like, tell him, like, I can't believe I do this. I got to go back to my room, blah, 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 blah. Tommy goes, that place Reds texted and said that the chef wants to make you fried chicken mac and cheese. It's like his specialty, fried chicken mac and cheese. So I'm like, there's no way I can eat that. I go there. I had
You went to Reds again?
I had 2 bowls of fried chicken mac and cheese, a tequila and soda, and 1 more piece of the s'mores ice cream cake.
Who the fuck are you?
Amazing.
I did the math with my friend who's a doctor. He guesstimates that I had
20,000.
32,000 calories in one day is what he guesstimates I did. I tried to go to the gym the next morning, Sunday morning. I've gotten myself up where I can do like 5 sets of 10 pull-ups. I could not do 1 pull-up. My body, it was like it didn't have anything, my muscles were like shaking. Well,
it's because you were starving at this point.
Yeah, it like had this reverse thing, and it was one of those things where I can't, I'll pay for that and I'll feel that for the next week or 2. The shit that I took at the Green Room in Albany.
I
at
never
the Egg
thought I'd
yesterday.
say this, but I would have liked to see it.
It was a full pizza.
No. I shit. First of all, one of the shits.
That wasn't how many. I mean, that was continual shit, right?
You had to have a Loch Ness,
no,
right?
I shit.
Came out of the water.
I shit continuously for about 45 minutes.
Did you flush or did you just let it pile above?
I would have went to multiple bowls to see what the outcome was.
I had to keep.
How does your body even break
I had
that
to
all
keep
down?
flushing the toilet, and it was one of those things where I couldn't believe that I could do that I had that in me, and it's like a little scary. It does make me feel confident that I could keep it in line most of the time, but I had 32,000 calories in one day.
There's got to be. I wonder if you could have done any like damage
to your body.
to eat 32,000. I don't think the human body is capable.
My boy, as a doctor, said like he would advise me not to do that again.
You ate 50.
Really?
Yeah.
One out of one doctors says don't eat 32,000 calories in a
You
day.
ate exactly 16 times what you were supposed to eat in one day.
Yes. Yes.
Did you had to have gained 5 pounds.
I 100% had to have. I'll tell you what, today, this was 2 days ago, I worked out today, and I am significantly less strong. When I looked at my body, I was like, wow, dude, you look like you're getting like tits again. And I didn't feel that way 3 days ago.
When you're doing the intermittent fasting, are you eating healthy in those windows as well, or you're eating what you want, but it's in the small window?
I'm eating 75% healthy, I would say. In other words, I will have, like today, I'm in my fasting window. I had, egg whites, avocado, cheese, and onions, but I had it in a wrap. So it's like the real healthy way would be just have that on a plate with a side salad, but I had it in a wrap.
What are you doing, 18.6?
Typically now it's 16.8 or 18.6, but more days it's 18.6. Let's call it 17.7.
Okay.
It would not be possible in 24 hours due to time limitations. Looking through a few websites, the highest documented amount any person had eaten was 50,000 calories in 24 hours by a 750-pound man. Next
In my defense, I was very hungry.
Next was professional bodybuilders can eat 30,000 calories per day when bulking up. So so that's what I did.
So you started your bulk.
I started my bulk right in time for summer.
There you go.
Can
Yeah.
you imagine 30,000?
So it was one of those things where it was bad. Oh, and then I ate because I got Japanese Oreo cookies for the kids, and I ate. They don't come in sleeves in Japan. They have little pouches. I ate a pouch of the red velvet Oreo cookies, high and drunk off my mind in the middle of the night, Saturday into Sunday.
High and drunk off your mind. You're a different person when you're not with me.
It was really, really bad. I really get crazy when I start to.
You're his normalizer.
I like
I
the
don't know
weed.
what happened.
You
there.
unplug him.
It's so easy if you're not keeping track to have like 5,000 calories.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's so
easily.
easy. Sometimes I'm like, I ate okay today, and I total up on like 3,500 calories. Like, how does that
Easily.
happen? I thought I ate decent.
Yeah.
No,
It's so
no, just that the sandwich that Joe got us from Italy.
Yeah.
Just that chicken sandwich and that alone, that's 1,800 calories.
easily, and then the prosciutto that was stacked that high with the mozzarella that high as well.
It's delicious.
No.
all
How much
delicious.
sodium and fat?
But 100% delicious.
100% delicious.
delicious.
But you're right. You're right. So I ate a sandwich just now, but what I don't realize is that sandwich was over 2,000 calories.
Yes, but that's why for me, calories in, calories out doesn't necessarily work. It's too much busy work for me. The only provable thing that's worked for me is eating within a designated time window and then not eating again for a longer period of time and letting your body just use what you ate the night before, day before as fuel. Having 32,000 calories in one day, I don't know scientifically. I probably can't eat till next Thursday, but that is the only way. That's the only thing that's worked for me, and the only thing that works consistently for everybody is intermittent fasting.
What was the
gotta
stint?
try
There
it.
was a stint where I could. Well, everybody. around me has-
You've gained and lost lots of weight over
Lots of weight.
time.
Yeah, you're a yo-yo.
I'm a
Yeah.
fluctuator. They call me.
You are a fluctuator.
Yes, they call me.
It's time for the fluctuator.
Yeah.
Time for the
fluctuator.
When you got down to down,
Yeah.
what did you do?
When I brought-
You vegan now still?
No, I'm pescatarian right now.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Eating
did
fish.
I did vegan for. I saw the documentary Game Changers.
Right.
And it talked about how you could, because I don't eat well, never did, and we always talked about how much damage I've done to my body. When I had children, I was like, I want to stick around a little bit more, and it was very veganism had a lot of like good arguments to why to do it to help solve your body problems. So I was like, oh, let me try it because it can't hurt me to try it. Right. So I did it, and I did that for 8 months. And I lost my lowest I was ever down besides LA. My lowest ever was LA. But besides that, I was 225 at my heaviest when we were in season 6, 7-ish, 225. And then I got down to 180.
Wow.
You got under 200.
180, yeah.
I don't know that I'll ever be able to get under 200.
I know last time I was under 200.
When was it?
It was 2007 or 2008. It was 199.
Right.
Because I lost 55 pounds. And I broke 200, and then I hit 199, and I continued doing what I was doing. I never lost another pound.
Yeah.
I plateaued.
Yeah.
I plateaued.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, how am I going to lose more? And they're like, now you have to go to the gym. And I was like, well, now I stay at 199.
No, that's where I hang.
Yeah.
My weight is that. I'm like, I'm in the 199 to 205 is where.
Right now you are?
That's where I hang. I'm at 201, 202 right now.
Wow.
It's all in my stomach though. That's why.
But
I don't have fat arms. I don't have fat face.
But you're one of those guys. You have your shirt off. You don't give a shit. You're comfortable with who you are.
Yeah, 100%.
And you always have been.
That's crazy. Because even when I'm 205, maybe 2, I'll take my shirt off.
I've only seen you with your
But
shirt off.
I'm not prancing around town with no shirt off.
Yeah.
At 220, 230.
I don't
Yeah.
go around town.
Why do that?
I've only seen you without your shirt off. We've been friends 40 years, 8 times.
That's
I
it.
guess why would I take my shirt off?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you love to make love with me with your shirt on. No, like swimming pools.
Yeah. Well, I will say this.
Now
I will
I've
say
seen
this.
it. In a private
I
pool.
will
I've
say
seen
this.
it out.
No, because two things. One, I started when I damaged all my skin from that trip with Murray, and I got
Yep, sunburn
I got
in
all
Miami.
those spots all over me and everything. I'm like, I'm never doing that again because it was overcast in Miami, and I didn't have a shirt on at the pool party at fucking the place you just went to, Fontainebleau.
Fontainebleau.
Yeah.
And I ended up almost having to go to the hospital, and I had to sleep propped up, standing up.
Yeah.
I had to take painkillers and just literally it was too painful to rub lotion on my skin. So since
You
then,
love
I
a
started
swim
wearing
shirt.
like a thing for the sun. But if I'm in a public pool, I won't do that because we're in the public. I don't need someone to snap an unflattering photo of me,
Yeah.
and then they have that, and then that's out there for life. I got
Who's
too
taking
many
their
of those
phones
already.
into the pool?
What?
Oh, you'd be
please.
surprised.
Really?
Are you kidding
They go
me?
in the pool with
They're
the
on
phone?
Yeah, well,
Animals.
even not. Even they're sitting in their chair by the
True.
pool. Everyone's taking videos, this, that, the other. So I'm like, I'll stay.
Yeah, I've always had a confidence in my body, an unfounded confidence, but I don't know why. That and on a dance floor are the two places where I shouldn't have confidence. And I
So
do.
where are you insecure then? Where don't you have? Because when I always wanted to ask
I mean, you
that,
go
'cause
topless for the rest of the episode, right?
Yeah, sure. You want me to take it out? Pop the top off?
Yeah, that's
It
what
is
you
hot
do.
in here.
That's what you
It
do.
is hot in here.
Oh my god!
Where would you say I don't have confidence? I don't know if there's any arena anymore that I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't. Even when I was dating, I was pretty confident all the time.
I guess.
Yeah, I
It
don't-
smells good.
Where are
by
you
the
not
way, Joe.
confident?
You smell good.
Maybe.
It's all natural. I just use some product in the tub.
Yeah. No, it is.
I don't do a cologne.
I got a whip.
You do a
that-
spray? You do a spray?
What product
just
do you
right.
use in the tub?
In the tub?
Yeah.
My tub product?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use what's the name of that place in LA? La Flume. It's a high end like
I use
Lalabo?
Lalabo. I use a
Lalabo,
Lalabo.
yeah, number
I got a
7.
Lalabo cologne on.
number 7. I do.
What do you got?
Yeah,
Santal
Pimpy
33.
uses Lalabo.
You got
too.
Santal
Yeah.
on? Is that what you got?
It's the
Santal.
best.
Yeah.
I showed you Santal.
Did you?
Yeah, one time I said, smell this, and I opened it up. It's from, oh no, that was something else. That's okay.
Yeah, I smelled Lalabo in the Thompson Hotel in L.A.
Nice.
That's when I smelled it.
I
And was
smelled
like,
it for the
need
first
this.
time in Amsterdam.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they had
I found it in LA.
they had in my hotel room. They had the stuff. I'm like, this is a
Moisturizing cream?
delicious
The cream.
smell. What is this?
I did the cream.
Shampoo, conditioner.
The
all
cream
that
is
stuff.
what sucked me in, and I didn't find out about the shampoo line. So
Wait
I
a
did
second.
Lalabo.
So what? There has to be something you're insecure about. There has to be something because a man who's just as confident as you with body, 9 times out of 10, the biggest insecurity is someone with their body. That's usually what it is. But it's not you. But that doesn't mean you're immune to insecurity.
No, I wouldn't say I'm immune to insecurity. I'll find myself in situations where I don't know.
Your hair is it your hairline?
No, my hair, I don't care about that. This fell apart a long time ago. I keep the grays, the salt and peppers here. I don't give a shit. I've been doing this I've been rocking it since 32. I've always been kind of fat. I had the big nose.
Always been kind of a fat.
Big nose. I have bad arch. My back,
Bad
my
posture.
arch, the
Like you don't
posture's
care.
terrible.
Like you're like like you look in the mirror and you're like, you know what? I'm a bald, big nose, fat piece of shit.
Yeah, there I am. Yeah, and I love him. I love every ounce of him. I love every overweight ounce of this guy.
Well, that's good. That's good because a lot of people, right? I mean, if you think about security and being insecure, it really is ridiculous that how we get so hung up on these microscopic things when it's like we're only going to be alive for a very short amount of time, even if we live to 100, and then it's like you're some other energy. But if people spend their whole life worried about what other people think when really nobody really cares at all.
Yeah.
right? Like you're doing 95% of what we do for somebody else, right? But Joe seems to live for himself, which is nice.
It's probably very liberating.
Which is not selfish.
It is.
It's what you're supposed to
Well,
do.
you put it out there. You care about other people's feelings and other people's,
Yeah, of
you
course.
know, their whatnots. But I like to bring out the best in people too.
Yeah, you bring
know?
out those nipples.
So, yeah, I'm sitting right here. I sit here with my flat pancake inverted nip, and I don't care about that. And I, like, what are you going to worry about at this point? Like, look at you. You look a Greek god next to me. So I like being the barrier
Yes.
of entry.
Right. Well,
Why do you like that?
Because I think I like to make people feel good about themselves because I feel like
So
it's
you're
important.
saying-
I get.
You don't-
I'm
you're
fat
not doing
and
this on
disgusting.
purpose.
100%. I am making myself a disgusting.
You look
fat,
like this.
big-nosed
You look
goblin.
like this
for you.
You look like
You're welcome.
you
welcome,
You
really.
look like this because you are actively trying to make other people feel
This is
better.
it. This is why I walk around like this. I eat pounds and pounds. I take 32,000 worth of calories.
Yeah, you were
in
saying that, and I was
pastry.
like, I've seen him do this like 10 times.
Yeah, so Joe, when I just told you about my eating, that it did not shock you. You were like, all right, the guy ate a little bit too much today. You've done that before.
I've eaten, hard.
Yeah.
I'm an eater. Yeah,
Well, it's really what it is the pastries and the
Pastry,
cookies and
desserts.
stuff
I
like
have a
that.
sweet tooth, like beyond.
Do you
He'll
have
eat
issues?
a box of pastries alone.
Yeah.
Cholesterol issues, blood pressure issues,
One
sugar
time,
issues?
one time he ate so much pastry
Oh, no.
on camera.
I was a cheesecake.
On camera.
Yeah,
he
cheesecake.
ate a fucking
had to
cheesecake
get-
that was this big, and then an eclair that was this big. He just kept eating it. It was like huge. It was like this big. He ate two of them, and then we were filming, and he got flush and lightheaded, and he felt like he was going to pass out. We had to call the ambulance. And they
But Murray
came,
was having a great
and
turn, so I tell him to keep going, and I'm in the back getting checked out by the medic.
The ambulance came. He's in the back, beat red, sweating. They're taking his heart. And they were like, "Does anything out of the ordinary happened?" And he was like, "No." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? You just ate 8,000 calories in literally 4 minutes."
Yeah.
Just for the joke, he ate it really fast. So I'm like, your body can't handle that. You just ate 8,000 calories in 5 minutes.
I was coming down off a sugar high in a bad way.
In a bad,
Bad way.
You were like something.
I turned to him. I'm standing next to her. I tapped him. I went, something's not right.
He was like, that's the other time when we were filming, you were getting punished. You were out in London or Wickham Warriors.
Yes.
There's a professional soccer team out, I guess in Wickham, called the Wickham Warriors, and we filmed the punishment on their field with them, the whole team. And Joe and James had to be in net as the goalies, and the whole team just kept kicking balls.
Professional soccer
Professional
players
soccer
drilling
players.
balls.
Drilling.
Dude, so we take him.
And they got just jacked immediately and fell down to the ground, and they kept hitting him. Then at the end, he didn't know this, but just I guess I don't know why, but
They did impromptu
they did an impromptu pylon,
dog pile.
dog pile.
So grown men football players, and I'm on the bottom with Murray. And Murray had just fallen, and so I was holding Murray, but I was like sitting up, and this 40 grown Englishmen,
Dude,
there it is, a dog pile on me, and I'm on the bottom of
on
this,
the bottom
but
of
my
that.
leg is one way and my back's the other way, and I'm on the bottom of that.
So
Are you screaming?
I am. I'm screaming to get off me. I even punched one guy in the neck to get him off me. I swear to God, I punched a Wickham right in the throat. He wouldn't get off. He thought it was funny. Like they kept jumping. Watch, it's this one asshole here. He's that one. See him? The one that goes high. I was. I don't know if you could see it. I was on the bottom doing like I was listening to Zombie Nation, like hitting him in the throat to get off me, and they
so
wouldn't get off.
And
No,
what
dude,
happened?
dude,
Were you
they took me on a
were you
stretcher.
actually really getting nervous?
they pulled on the,
Yeah, 'cause I couldn't breathe, too.
We had, first of all, we had to rush to make a flight. And they peeled all the guys off of him. You ever see in the cartoons when someone gets run over by like a steamroller?
Yeah.
They're like in the cement, like all twisted.
That was me,
He
in
was
the
like
turf.
a foot into the ground.
Yeah,
All turned around.
down.
He couldn't move. He couldn't move.
Yeah.
They had to peel him up, and then they took us into the locker rooms, and they laid him down. Dude,
This is one of my best friends, by the way. One of the most hurt I ever was.
He was locked. His body was locked.
So my hip locked. So I couldn't unstraighten my leg. So one leg was just locked. So when I laid down on the floor, my leg was like this.
And one arm was all the way behind his back.
So
And
I
think
sprained my
he-
shoulder.
He took his shirt off.
He took my shirt
And then you were bright pink like
I was
a
in a
fucking
conference.
ham.
I was in a conference room in the back. They put us in a conference room, and I'm laying in a
His
conference
whole body
room.
was pink. Like, because it was, I don't know, the pressure and about, it's just bright pink, and he was sweating. He looked like a fucking canned ham.
Yeah.
And they were touching his body, and he's going, I can't
They're trying to unpop my shoulder like thing.
I had
and this,
pictures of you on the floor. because we're waiting. You're just, I think a picture waiting for the. We're gonna miss the flight. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
And it took like 10 minutes, and they had to move him slowly back into his normal position.
You know those Gumby toys?
Yeah.
You know that you bend their arms and
Yeah.
stuff? That's exactly what I look like. Like my arm was like stuck.
You're so funny. Like, you're just so visually funny to me. Like, you're such a funny physical person that, like, the way you were locked up and on the floor. Just
Because I was still making jokes
you
and
were
stuff,
still in
too.
pain.
I was in pain.
Something about, like, I know you were in pain, but, like, there's something about that you were in pain. That was so funny. I don't want to see you in pain, but you know what I mean?
Well, it seems like you do.
Yeah.
No, because I was still cracking jokes and shit,
the
too.
floor, just, like, turning. You're going to miss the
I remember
flight.
they would tell me, they said, oh, what happened? I was like, and I said this one dumb fucking Englishman kept jumping on me. And I said that to the medic as they're all proper, like, oh, what hurts you? And I'm like, this one dumb fucking Englishman kept jumping on my shoulder.
Oh, shit, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Wow. Yeah, well, I mean, but you're good now.
I'm good now.
No pain now.
No pain now.
See, and that's good, and that's what it is. Some guy who's ripped, shredded, takes care of his body might not have been able to walk away from that, but you did.
Yeah, that's because I'm round. It bounces right off me.
Oh, shit. I forgot all about that.
6 in 7 people worldwide plagued by feelings of insecurity.
6 and 7. So I'm the one.
You're the one. Seriously,
Holy cow.
that's fucking pretty awesome.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Joe
6
is
out
the
of
one.
7.
We're all insecure in here.
I think everybody's insecure to a degree. I just don't have one thing that I'm like, oh, I have moments of insecurity. Of course, I'm human, but I don't. There's not one thing I'm like, oh,
Don't make that up.
Yeah, I have tons of insecurities, I think. But
No,
I don't think it manifests himself in a way that makes me an insecure person.
Exactly right.
You know, where you say, oh, so what's wrong with that person? They're probably insecure. They're taking it out this way.
Yes.
I like just keep all my insecurities to myself.
Right. Some people get crippled by insecurity. They can't. They
Yeah.
can't even do anything about it. And I can't. I can't even relate to that stuff.
Yeah.
Or like when people can't bring themselves to like, be like when something happens bad in life and they're like, oh, and that's it, and they go down that downward spiral. I just never grew up that way. Or I just never am that way. When something bad happens to you and you're like, oh, this is it, it's over.
Yeah, you
oh,
don't let it
forget it.
compound.
I just like a compound. I cut that shit off.
I really think too. There was a teacher one time said to me, said to the class, he was like, any news that you receive, it's your choice on how you want to react. Do not let society dictate your reaction. So he said, I could tell you anything from you have 2 weeks to live to you want $1 million, and it's your choice how you want to take that information.
Oh, yeah.
So I always thought that.
I'd probably be happy with the $1 million, sad with the 2 weeks.
But what if you get the 2 weeks and then for the next 14 days, the next 14 days of your life,
My 14 days are doom and gloom. After that.
you're not coming out.
Doom and gloom at 14 days. I'm not.
Will you
I'm
go
not
in
gonna, I'm not gonna hear you have 14 days to live and then go out and be like, I'm fucking hang gliding into Yankee Stadium eating
You're not
10
going to do
hot
that.
dogs. and
If you
have
had 14
sex.
days to live, would one of those days, would you go to a public pool and take your shirt off?
Yeah, you'd have to.
Nah, I wouldn't waste my time.
You have to. Well, who cares if they
He's
get
want somebody one of the last pictures to have him.
One last pick, and then what are you going to die anyway?
Yeah.
There's that thing of the maybe thing about good news, bad news. That Chinese. There's a proverb about the Chinese farmer. You know that one? I
No.
heard that once.
What is it?
So basically, there's this Chinese farmer, right? And his son, he has horses on his ranch, and his horse runs away. And one of his neighbors comes over and goes, oh, that's bad luck. You lost your horse. He's like, oh, yeah. He says, well, maybe. And the next day, the horse comes back and it brings 2 horses with it. And now he has 3 horses. Like, that's great news. He goes, well, maybe. And then his son's trying to train the horse and he falls off and breaks his arm. And he goes, oh, it's bad news. He goes, well, maybe. And then the next day, the general from the army comes and says, we are taking all able-bodied boys to join our army. And his son's arm is broken and he can't take him. And he's like, oh, maybe.
What a turn of events!
Yeah.
Multiple days
It's
in
a-
a row.
it's
for
a
that
rough
Chinese
week for that
farmer.
Chinese
Yeah,
farmer.
Wow. Yes, that's good. I like that. I like that a lot.
That's a weird
Yes.
thing. Like, you never know what it is. But in the same vein, you can never rejoice with good news.
Oh, that's a good point, Joe.
You know, I don't
Right.
like
That's
that.
a good point. That's a loophole.
Well, I
is a
think
loophole.
but I think that's the point of life is like staying even, right? Even Steven. Don't get too high, too low. I think you can celebrate, but don't let don't let the good news and the bad news define you, right? I think we got to stay. I think the goal of this is stay even Steven.
But that's impossible, right?
It is impossible, but we're trying.
We are trying.
That's what it is. Everything's impossible. You just try every day. You just try. You got to just try.
Somewhere in
Every
my
day we
life,
shuffle.
I got hit with a depression, and then my capacity to be happy or overjoyed or excited or positive about something hit a threshold, a ceiling.
Yeah.
And I remember how I used to be able to get, like how excited or happy genuinely I used to be able to get in my life. And I realized that nowadays, or since this is happening, whatever it was, I my pure happiness and joy and fun and everything is not the same type as it used to be. A lot of times now it's my ceiling for being happy is lower, and also I tell myself, hey, you're supposed to be happy right now. So
Right.
you're happy, right? So I'm happy about this because this is the good news. I'm happy, but I don't feel the happiness.
Well, because I don't the event and the actions that cause happiness haven't changed. What's changed, I think, is the things that you've brought now into your life. You have more things taking up your mind space and more things that you worry about and cause unhappiness that are disguised as happiness, but they actually cause unhappiness. You have more of those things in your aura, and then what those do is desensitize the happy moments. You have to let things go more. Let me give you a let's go around and do proverbs.
Okay.
So there's also the two
Another Chinese farmer?
no, these are the monks. These are the monks. I would assume they're Chinese. I would assume any type of good wisdom or any type of thing that's tattooable is probably started in China.
Okay.
Two monks walking.
Tuba.
Two monks. Yes. Two monks walking on road. Two Tony Shalhoubs walking down the road.
Yeah.
Right. And they're going to catch a bus. Okay, they're going to catch a bus, take them into town.
Monks on a bus.
Public transit.
Monks will take a bus. Depends.
Yeah.
Get these motherfucking monks off this
Yeah.
motherfucking
Get the monks
bus.
on the fucking bus. They have Metro cards and everything. So the monks are going to take the bus, right? And then they're about to go try to catch the bus, and an old man is walking across the street, and he really needs help getting across this muddy road. So the one monk stops and helps to get that person across the road. And he's holding them, and he gets them to the other side of the road. And that makes the second monk stop to wait for his friend. They missed the bus. Now there's no other buses coming, and the two monks have to walk. And they're walking, and he could tell the one monk is angry that the other one stopped, and then they walk for 5 miles. And the one monk, finally, the angry monk says, "Why the hell we missed the bus? You had to stop and help that person. We needed to get on the bus." And the other monk says, "I let go of that person 5 miles ago. We're just walking. You were holding the weight of that guy for the 5 miles where I let him go. I set him down and I left him." So it's about, that same, it's many different ways to say the same thing.
Yeah, but they're still walking.
But if I hold a cup of water, I have a cup of water held out. It's the same. It's just a cup of water. You can hold that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. After 20 minutes, your arm might start to fall, and then eventually you're going to drop that cup of water. Nothing changed about the water. Nothing changed about the circumstances. You're just holding on to the water. You hold on to the same thing for too long.
Second proverb.
It gets heavier and heavier.
That's a fun literal to theoretical.
Second proverb. I appreciate what you did there. The first one didn't really click with him, but you're like, I got this other one.
I got
in the pocket.
backups.
I got the water.
That's what it is.
Here's your water.
I got the water one to make it easy because he likes
Fantastic
to stay hydrated.
work. Yeah, he does. He's big on it.
Yeah, it's big. So you're holding on. You're taking someone's you're taking the poison, expecting them to get sick. It's not going to happen.
I always talk about like a happiness meter too. Like you have to fill up because life sucks across the board.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Anybody tells you otherwise is lying to you, right? It's terrible. So what you need to do
And
is
we have it good.
And we do.
We're lucky.
And we do.
Life is terrible. Even though we have products like HelloFresh and BetterHelp and Rocket
Don't forget
Money
about the Blue Chew.
and Blue Chew, we have great
Right.
products. And if you can go put in that promo code HeyBabe and find out. But even in spite of that, it's not,
In spite of the promo codes.
Go to
Yeah.
Butcher Box,
go to Butcher Box and it makes it better. But
Right. Do I get a piece of this?
yeah, 100%.
Okay, great. So
Yes.
what I'm saying is the thing is that like you have to, and life is just hard across the board. No matter what you do, there's death, there's getting sick, there's people you care about hurting. These things all happen in life. But when you have moments of happiness, you need to be like, oh, okay, this is why.
Yes.
This is why. Okay, this is why it's good. And then as the bad stuff happens, you just let that deplete. And then when you're happy again, you have to fill it back up. If you don't fill it back up, that's when you get in the real.
Here's a tip. What I do every day, I have an alarm set on my phone, different times of the day. I don't know what rhyme or reason I do this, but I have an alarm on my phone, and it goes off randomly, and it just says, be grateful. Because so many times I would start to notice when I would get sick, I would get sore throat, I would get a cold, and I would be like, oh, this sucks. Now I got to deal with this for 4 days. But instead of thinking about all the times where right now I feel perfectly physically fit and healthy and I'm feeling like I'm rocking 100%, I'm not saying how lucky I am
100%.
today, how great I am today. So I start to do that now. And now when I get sick,
A little bit of an affirmation.
it's a little bit of like, you know what, this sucks, but guess what? This too shall pass, my friend. And in a few days from now, with the right medicine, with the right breathing, with
right
the right
amount of
healthy
calories.
foods, with the right amount of calories, you're going to start to feel good. So be grateful every day it's like
with
it's
the
like dollar
uppage of
cost
my with the
averaging.
uppage of my dosage of medication.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's
Nice.
it's just be grateful every day. Contribute to your mental health. Contribute to your happiness every day. Drop it in the buckets like dollar cost averaging. Let's switch this to finance. Dollar cost averaging.
You hit me with a DCA?
Let me hit you with the DCA.
Where who are you?
Sal and Joe, I want to
Where
make
you
a
getting
comment
dollar cost
right now.
averaging from? I have a
Dollar cost
degree in
averaging.
finance.
Yes.
Dollar cost averaging, it's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. That's what we want to talk about here today. Dollar cost averaging. Historically, you're not going to time the market. Rather, it would be better to just give money every week.
Play the
every
long
month.
game.
In the long game, the stock goes up, it goes down over the course of a lifetime. You're pretty much guaranteed with the stock market.
That's how I do
with
it.
the index funds, you're going to get a 40% return as opposed to trying to time it and sell and this and that. Those people get much less returns. Dollar cost averaging, time in the market, not timing the market. We can apply that to mental health. We can apply that to finance. We can apply that to eating. That's what intermittent fasting is.
Do you think that your viewers, what do you call them? The babers? The babes?
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 Yeah.
I don't know.
So
What
do
do we
we
call
don't
them?
really have a name for them.
Babes.
Babes. We call them the babes.
Let's call them the babes.
Call them the babes.
Do you think that the babes, they're sitting there on their YouTube right now? They're on their YouTubes.com, right?
Yeah.
They're taking backslash. You know,
YouTube.com/hey
they're looking on your No Press Network and they're taking a look
No
at this
Press Network.
stuff.
There it is.
And they're clicking and they're like, oh, they just want to fast forward parts of it. Just want to, hey, I can't watch a whole episode right now. I just want to catch parts of it. And it starts with him talking about how he intook 3,200 calories. Then we talk about me. I take my shirt off, and then I'm underneath a bunch of Englishmen. And then we're talking about depression, and it comes to finance advice.
Yeah.
Do you think that their minds are exploding?
Oh, this is a normal episode.
This is a normal episode.
That's what they come for. All
They
right,
come
that's good.
for. They get a little bit of everything.
Of everything.
We're kind of a one-stop shop. We talk about a little bit of everything.
You know when you're misbehaving when you're little and your mom will say something like, "Don't be fresh."
Yes.
This is the opposite of that.
Right.
We want fresh all the time.
Right.
Be
And
fresh with HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
that's what we got.
Yeah.
And that's what we're giving to the people. That's
what
HelloFresh.
Look, if you watch this pod, then you know what HelloFresh is. And if you watch it for the first time, welcome.
You know what exactly. Welcome. You know what it means to us.
That's
Okay.
exactly right.
We are, first of all, we're Americans first and foremost.
That's
and
right.
what we subscribe to is America's #1 meal kit. That's HelloFresh. That was in the Constitution. George Washington. Everybody
When you're dealing with meal
knew
kits,
who
you
number
want
one was.
Yeah, you want #1.
Here's
And
the thing.
HelloFresh does more than just deliver delicious things.
I don't believe you. So
Not
you're
only
gonna have
can
to
you
explain
take
it
your
to me.
pick from 40 weekly recipes, but get this, you can choose from over 100 items to round out your order, from snacks and easy lunches to desserts and pantry necessities.
Yes.
Everything arrives in one box on delivery day that you choose.
That's you choose. And people say, oh, well, I'm a pescatarian. Well, I got news for you.
Yeah.
They got fit and wholesome to pescatarian to veggie meal plans that fit your needs, whatever types of food you want to eat. HelloFresh got you covered.
That's right. HelloFresh cares about quality. That's why their seasonal ingredients are picked at peak ripeness and have travel from the farm to your home in less than 7 days, so you know they're fresh. Okay?
And you know it's May, so we're celebrating Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month as we do each and every year in my household, and that's why they got nice Asian-inspired meals that are fresh for you from very famous chefs like Chef Serbi Shani, New York. Who's the chef at New York City's Tagmo? Tagmo, you're it. And they, yeah.
Serbizani, yes.
Just tell them how they can get free meals.
Go to HelloFresh.com/HeyBabe16 and use the code HeyBabe16 to get 16 free meals plus free shipping. Okay, so that's go to HelloFresh.com/HeyBabe16 and then use the code HeyBabe16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping. America's #1 meal kit is
HelloFresh.
Rocket
Money, burning up all your subscriptions. I love Rocket Money. I use it. Sal uses it. How many unwanted subscriptions do we have that we forgot about? Well, Rocket Money, which used to be known as Truebill, is now taking care of that problem for you. You put in the information, you give the information to the app, and they delete your unwanted subscriptions.
It sounds crazy. I did it. It works. It happens. It's very cool. I doubled up on my New York Times subscription. I was doubled up on my Hulu subscription. I had a gaming subscription for Nintendo Switch I didn't know I had.
Just throwing away money.
Cashola immediately.
Cashol Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one one place. Stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/heybabe. That's rocketmoney.com/heybabe. Only dates I have available right now, only place that has tickets left, September 23rd, Hulu Theater, Madison Square Garden. Everything else is sold out. If you want to see my new hour of stand-up, Hulu Theater, September 23rd, New York City, Madison Square Garden. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be fun. We got a lot of surprise guests coming in. It's going to be awesome. And also, there's a lot of fun at patreon.com/Christy Comedy. I'm going to start doing a new show over there where you get your steps in with me. So it's called Getting Your Steps In with Chrissy. So if you are into physical fitness and you want to get your steps in, get motivated, go over to patreon.com/Christy Comedy, and I'm going to be your little box in the treadmill. It's going to be me. So you get fit with me.
What's up, guys? We got some dates in May, June, and July to round out the Impractical Jokers tour, and then more dates will be announced if you didn't see it so far. All the tickets are on ImpracticalJokersLive.com. These shows have been fun and outrageous. We've had surprises at them. May 19th, 20th, and 21st. May 19th, Arlington, Texas, College Park Center. May 20th at the Moody Center in Austin. May 21st at the Smart Financial Center in Sugar Land. Moving to June, Columbus, June 2nd, Cleveland, Ohio, June 3rd, and Detroit Theater, Fox, the Fox Theater in Detroit on June 4th. Oh, man, this is going to be fun. Schottenstein Center and the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Those are big shows, June. Minneapolis, Des Moines, and Kansas City, June 15th, 16th, and 17th. And then we round out July here in Nashville at the Opry on the 27th. Gamebridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis on July 28th, and the Stifle Theater, two shows there in St. Louis on the 29th. Everything is available at ImpracticalJokersLive.com, and I will shortly be announcing a second leg of my solo tour that starts in July and will run through November, so stay tuned for that. When is this coming out, Pimpy? This Thursday? Okay, so it's after May 10th. Buy some merch, check out our merch store, and check out SalVulcanoComedy.com for updates.
I love that.
My Uber driver on the way here, I befriended him. He was the sweetest man. His name was Deepak. And
Shakur?
It wasn't Shakur. He was spitting knowledge to me just about this stuff.
What was he saying? Indian people are like that. They're very wise.
He was unbelievable.
Very wise.
Well, he was Italian, but no big deal. Way to stereotype.
Oh, okay.
No.
Deepak Parmesan.
Yes.
He
said Deer Park.
He was saying that he was
Thank you.
got he was telling me about a trip he took with his family.
Okay.
And it's crazy. He was a lawyer over there, and his wife was an anthropologist or something like that. Wow. And his kids
what caste was he in? What was the they go with the caste system?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, my point being is that he went on vacation with his family, and when they got there, the place that he booked was terrible. They wanted cash only. It was seedy and shady, and they only stayed one night, and they left the next day, and it was smelling and everything. And he was like, it was the worst hotel I've ever stayed in. It was the biggest mistake. My whole family went there. We paid, and he goes, and I was like, oh man, that probably ruined the trip. It could ruin the trip. And he goes, no. He goes, because the way I live life is, if something bad happens, I embrace that because it only makes the good things more noticeable and better. Like you have to have bad, have good, which is, we all know that.
Yin and the yang.
Yin and the yang. But he was just going off on for 10 minutes in the car about all this stuff and how he applied it in life, how many things. And I was like, I love this man.
Yeah.
So I had this whole kind of vibe coming here on the Uber already.
And that's the thing.
So this is surrounding you today.
Yeah, but you know what else though? We could talk about it till blue in the face. I'll tell you what you told me. I know what we're supposed to do.
Right.
It's just that I cannot fucking apply it. I read The Power of Now 20 years ago, 15, whatever it came out.
Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
It's about executing, right? That's the thing. Life is execution.
Right.
We have the
Also
plans.
is death.
Also is death. Life and death is execution.
Yeah.
Right? So it's about that's the hard part. We all have the tools, but to use the tools, this is where the game comes in. So it's how do we find ways to execute? And that's what you got to find what works for you. What works for you may not work for the next guy.
Oh, it definitely doesn't. Everybody has to find their own thing, right?
Yeah, I would say. But it starts with
the
education.
three of us, the three of us totally probably approaching it completely different ways.
I need to even remind myself to not sweat the small stuff even all the time.
Kevin James' best special.
I like the greeting card bit. I get things in my head that just I can't get them out. You know what I mean? And I had to be like, why are you this way? Like, why can't you just change permanently? I'm always fighting the way my brain wants to go.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I've had a lot of conversations with you over the years because I've been one of your consiglieres,
yes.
confidants. You know, you're literally.
Yeah,
like a
you know
brother.
I'm all jacked up.
Yeah, I know you're all fucked up.
He's writing a book about
I am.
some of the confidential
Seriously.
stuff that we all. It's great.
You guys are kidding. It's on the shelves next year. But I think the biggest part is like you take to heart, like you get mad that you're like the way that you are sometimes, and I think that's where it all comes from. Instead of just accepting like that's the way you are.
Accepting. That's what I was
Like,
going to
you-
say.
Yeah, but if that's the way I am, then I'm going to be thinking negative thoughts all the
Yeah,
time.
but I think if you get rid of the first part of it and just be like, okay, this is the way I am. Don't be mad about that's the way you are.
You're saying that
I mean, that's
admitting
your
that
thing.
I'm like that and just being comfortable with it is the first step in
Yes.
moving forward from it.
I might be.
Don't resist.
But I do say that I'm like that. I'm the one who says it.
No, but you get mad at yourself.
But you're
about it.
resisting. You're still resisting, 'cause
Yeah,
you're saying
you're
that you
angry.
get
You
mad
say
at-
with anger.
resist.
Yeah, you say
D-
with
d-
anger.
just
We
don't
talk about
resist.
this is something we talk about all the time. Me and him. This is a perfect example of me and Sal. How we are best friends and brothers, meant to be through the stars, but complete polar opposites.
Okay.
A menu comes to the table, okay, and we'll look. I'll look at it and I'll shut it, and I'll be like, I know what I'm getting, right? And then he'll come and he'll be like, oh, whatever, and he waits to hear what everybody's having, but I'll already know what he had wanted.
Right.
And he just has to listen to everything, take it all in. He already knew what he wanted an hour ago, right? And that's the way it goes. But then put it in that we've been in business for 20 years together, right? And whenever a big decision had to be made, I would make it like that. And then Sal, completely, the way you look at it is either he thinks enough or overthinks it or whatever it was. And him and I, 9 out of 9.5 times, would come to the same conclusion.
Yeah.
But he had his own process where he would talk, deliberate, think about, write charts, graphs, Excel spreadsheets of all this stuff. And that's just the way his brain works. And we would always end up, almost always, right, to the same spot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just who you are.
It's just who
but
we are.
that's okay.
I have to make sure I am prepared. I have to do due diligence so that I know that I'm not making an uneducated, improper decision.
But that's okay. But if you resist, that's who you are. That's what Joe, as he's
Okay.
right. That's where the problems come in. That's who you are. So you use it. Use all that energy. Use all that energy that you do to graph out the perfect, weight loss plan for yourself.
Right.
Use all that energy to work out the perfect family balance situation
Sure,
for yourself.
sure.
Do all that because I don't want to do for me the intermittent
you
fasting.
have been very impressive to me as well. You talk the talk a lot. You do. You are very self-aware, and you put into practice a lot of things that you preach.
Try it out.
That's noted. Just know over here. Noted.
Do we note that? It's noted.
Let me take a look at the minutes. It's been noted.
It's noted. Okay. No, I think that what I'm on a big kick on, and I think that this comes from being a father and all that. I realize my older daughter and really my 12-year-old stepson, they have some questions like recently that I didn't know the answer like that, or I hadn't thought about it enough, like finance, learning,
The capital of Wyoming.
Cheyenne.
He knows his capitals.
Those,
I love that your daughter came to you with a finance question.
my daughter came to me about a simple question about dollar cost averaging. But I said, because you just look at what it's like this motivation, like this visceral motivation, where I really couldn't come to my parents with a lot of questions. They didn't really have the answers. They just weren't those kind of people. So I'm like, I can't now take that attitude into my journey as a father here. I'm going to have to do a little bit better and be able to answer a little bit more questions. And the thing that I'm learning about is that we have a real lack of education, or I have a real lack of education on the things that actually matter, right? So I can tell you, Civil War generals and state capitals and things like that. But when it came down to balancing a checkbook, when it came down to proper investments, when it came down to making my children's life easier, because money doesn't solve all problems, but it solves a lot of them.
Sure.
If you just be honest, that finance was a thing that I'm like, I have a big weak spot here.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I help myself? And you can ask it. The truth is, like anything else, you have to learn it yourself. The only way to become an expert at something is you have to get to a point where you are so good at it that you can begin to teach it to others. That's what it is. So that's my goal. That I've said, rather than trying to say, how am I going to make it in comedy? I'm going to do. I love comedy. I feel like we all experts in comedy. We have our 10,000 hours. So you keep doing comedy. We've steadied that ship. We're going to keep getting better and keep doing what we do and being prolific and all that. But now this next part, how do I get good at finance, and how do I get good at making my kids' lives easier? And I think that can come down to giving them a nice structure with money. Like my daughter and she's going to be 8 years old next week, and for her birthday, we're going to buy her first stock. We're going to buy a stock for her, and we're going to just let her pick what she wants, and she's going to watch that stock, and we're going to see. That's what we're going to do. We're going to
That's
buy
good.
stock for it because I didn't because I've made some bad investments. I don't have enough money for this party.
You got to get them. You got to.
She wants to have a birthday party. Like, we're going to get a
Yeah.
stock, a penny stock, whatever one you want. Honey, get two.
Yeah.
Get 2 stocks.
Yeah, well, I put fucking 90% of our wealth in crypto, honey. So, so you can't get the party. So I just try to think about things like. And again, my theory, because of our here's another thing, right? Because we have a public platform with podcasting. I used to take the approach, I don't want to say something and then sound like an idiot because then the people in the comments are going to call me an idiot. That's how you learn. You know how many stupid things I've said about finance the last 6 weeks, and then somebody comments, "Hey, you fucking dumb fuck. Here's what you really should do."
Thank
and then
you.
I
Thank you for
eliminate
those
the dumb
people.
fuck,
Yes.
eliminate them, and then I just take
Again,
what
I should have texted him.
I just I just take what they say because they probably are right, and I Google it, and then I get a little bit better off what the comments of the fans say. So if you want me to really listen, call me a dumb piece of shit, fat asshole, and then give me the nugget of information, and I'll take the nugget of information.
Peck on his insecurities. That's what you
Yes,
do.
that's what I like to do. Yeah. So that's how I learn.
Yeah, I always like when someone like says like a word or something like that the other person doesn't know, and like, oh, would you just learn that word? You're trying to, and it's like, okay, yeah,
Yeah, I did.
that's
And I'm trying it on.
Well, now you learned it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like I always am like, why do people say like,
It's like behooved.
yeah,
My grandfather once said to me, I saw him. I watched this example of a ticket meter, right? The people give the tickets for when your meter's out. This guy fucking screaming at this meter maid, and my grandfather was there. We were watching. It was like crazy. Like he was gonna like throw this guy like off through the windshield, and my grandfather was like, he was like, a guy got so mad at like whatever it is, $30 ticket. I was like, yeah. I know. I guess he just didn't want to get the ticket. He goes, yeah, but that guy should ask himself, does he want to switch places with the meter maid? Do you think the meter maid wants to be the meter maid? Do you think that that's what that guy wants to do with his life? He wants to ruin people's days. If he does, then that personality is not what you want at all.
Then you sign up for TSA.
Then you sign up for TSA. But if you probably don't and use it as a stepping stone, it's like, just be happy you're not the meter maid. Yeah. Take the ticket as a $30. Be like, thank God I don't have to do that every day.
Paying that to the universe.
Pay that to the universe. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I have ADHD pretty bad because I've had.
You have good teeth, though.
I wanted to say 3 things while you guys are talking. I was like, no problem. I'll just remember them. 3 things in the last 2 minutes, and I forgot every one of them.
Start saying them out loud, and as they come
blurt
to
them out?
blurt it out, and then but we won't. If you just yell it
Literally, I had 3 things to say to add.
out, right on the chalkboard.
I just felt like you weren't talking to me a lot.
No, I was like, let me remember. And then it happens to me a lot, actually, especially during the podcast. Like,
Yeah.
it happens the whole podcast long. So I have an idea, but I don't want to make an interruption. And then when when someone's done talking, and then I'm like, I'm trying to pay attention, and then I'm like, what was the thing that I was trying to say? And then I don't remember, and I just go, all right.
Yeah.
And I don't remember anything.
Well, that's good radio.
It is good radio. What were you just talking about?
We were talking about finance, dollar cost.
Yeah.
You were a finance major, both you guys?
I was accounting. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a good
so
book
you
you
know
should
all
get.
this stuff. You got Vanguard,
Nah,
Charles Schwab. What do
bullshit.
you do? Fidelity? What do you invest?
No, I live my life by the seat of my pants. My father died at a young age. I'm burning this shit down. I'm not leaving anything behind. These kids can make their own life.
Good. And that's the strategy.
No. When I got kids. I mean, the kids is the awakening. When you get the kids, it's like, all right, you have
So what do
something
you do? You do 529s. You do all that stuff.
You did that shit? You
Yeah,
got
529s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
529s.
I do
That's what you
529s.
gotta
Their college is already paid for.
Yeah.
529. It's all in there.
Got the
They're not gonna worry about
529s. I
that.
got the Vanguard.
Yeah.
I got a Schwab. What I'm doing now. Here's what I'm doing. You ready for this? Ready for this?
Okay.
Here's what I'm doing. Just a little. This is my thing. Okay. I am now. You diversify your portfolio, and we all do that. Percentage stocks, percentage investments, blah 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 blah. But I'm now diversifying the diversifiers. What I'm doing is I'm saying I have a percentage of my money with a financial planner who takes 1%, which starts to add up to real money, takes 1% at Charles Schwab. Gave him the money gladly, even though, people say, you're getting 1%, get fucked. Okay, fine. Delegate, trust an expert. His fee's 1%, great. But simultaneously, what I'm doing is I'm managing my own money as I'm learning in a Vanguard account that I've set up that I'm paying attention to. All I'm doing is kind of do what he's doing, just putting money in index funds, that the big Fortune 500 companies, and I'm just looking, how can I do that for a much smaller percentage? Vanguard is like 0.005%. So I'm like looking at that, I'm like, okay, and then with Chase, you can become a Chase private client, and they will invest your money, and I've asked them to put money in accounts or invest in things that have certain investments that they do for you have no commission fee. Certain funds they'll invest have no commission fee. So I'm like, give me some of those, and I'm going to put all three up against each other in one calendar year. We started this a month ago. So next April, right after tax season, I'm going to say, who got me the biggest return?
Yeah.
Where did the biggest return come from? And then make an educated decision from there, as opposed to making an emotional decision and listening to half a podcast where they say financial planners rip you off and then firing your financial planner, and now you're stuck with no education and nothing to do with your money. I'm just spending money to learn. That's what I'm thinking about.
Interesting. And is that because my financial guy I got from you?
Yeah. And I got from my grandfather and father.
I'm not anti-giving. We live in a percentage-based business. I'm just trying to see, can I educate myself and do? Can I in this time also become close to an expert?
You see a lot of that. You see a lot of propaganda that financial people rip you off.
There's things not that they rip you off, not that they're bad guys.
I don't even know what my guy takes. Actually, now that you mentioned,
he's taking 1% at least.
I don't know about that.
Unless you've worked out some deal where he's taking an overall flat rate.
Okay,
that's pos.
1%.
But typically 1%. For your 401k, so you have a 401k, right? So you have a oh yeah, we got to go. So you have a 401k, right? I'm sure we all have it. You look at it over the course of the years, yes, it's getting a return. Not much, because the 401k is supposed to be not risky. But after the commission of the financial planner, you can realistically, there are index funds. Let's take Vanguard. I just like Vanguard. They're like steady. You could put your money in Vanguard and it's robotic. The index funds, that's not rocket science. It's the top 500. It's the Fortune 500 companies, the S&P 500. It is those companies, and the Apples. Those companies are not going anywhere. If they do, we don't have a country. You can just put your money in there, and it'll get its whatever return over the 30 years historically, as it always gets, 20, 30%. And that you'll get that money, as opposed to having a financial planner manage a 401k where they're taking 1% of it. Yeah. Now all of a sudden, that $100,000, say, that you have in your 401k would be $900,000 by the time you're 70. Now it's $500,000 because of the fees. When really, they haven't done anything. It's just the money's a fucking index fund. Yeah. It's like, what is the rocket science with Apple and Microsoft?
Right.
They're humongous companies.
Right.
So I'm thinking about that. And again, I might have just said something that's completely ironic.
I'm going to check the comments.
And check the comments. Because the comments, the experts in the comments will let me know if I'm wrong or right.
Sure.
And then if they tell me how wrong I am, I'll research why. And then I'll come back here confidently and say something even more wrong next week.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. And the crypto that you had.
The crypto, Sal, what? You ready for this?
No, I'm wishing you well.
Fundamental change in investing strategy from the OG, the GOAT, Warren Buffett.
Okay.
Warren Buffett says he never invests in something he doesn't understand. I do not understand crypto for the life of me, but yet I invested in it. Big mistake.
Yeah.
Not that I have anything wrong with crypto. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
So I put a small percentage in it, but I'm now thinking about taking that money out. Might not be the smartest idea right now because crypto crashed, and it's like, might as well just leave it in, see what happens.
Right.
I'm going to, at some point, if it goes up, take it out because I just don't understand it and put it in something I understand a little bit more.
Sure.
That's so crypto was stupid of me because I didn't understand it, but I learned.
Okay.
I learned.
Did you take that out and maybe put it into something like?
Put it in my kid's
Red
529.
velvet cheesecake.
Or put it into what?
Something you really understand.
Intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Red velvet cheesecakes.
Speaking of which, but
like your watch. Good watch. Watches are a good investment.
Joe's a big white watch guy.
I'm a watch guy. I love watches.
Joe's for the whites. That's one thing I know about.
I got watches, yeah.
He's open about it.
Big watch guy.
All the time. I say it.
Yeah.
It's
for the whites.
It's my mantra.
Yeah.
Tell the people what way they can see you, where you're going to be. You're on tour.
Yeah, I'm on tour.
All your stuff.
I'll let your people know.
Yeah.
I'm promoing.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Great. Yeah. Come on out and see me. It's JoeGattoOfficial.com. Has my tour dates. Just released all my fall tour dates. Taking the summer off to be with the fam, and then hitting the road again. And yeah,
you got any good ones? Let's see.
New Orleans.
Good
I'm
ones.
hitting up.
Montgomery,
Milwaukee,
Alabama, May
Chicago.
12th.
I'm playing the Vic in Chicago, which we love.
Montgomery, Alabama. You know what that is?
Alabama.
The capital.
Is it? I'm in Clearwater. I'm in Florida, doing Orlando's, Miami's. I'm doing that. Doing the Night Center in Miami.
Tallahassee?
Which is going to be fun. No.
Capital.
Yeah.
June 1st in San Angelo, Texas, is going to be a scorcher.
I haven't done Texas yet, so I'm hitting that Texas.
It's going to be a scorcher.
Nice.
Come out. You never know what's going to happen on our tour either. You just showed up in
showed
Boston
up in
out of
Boston.
nowhere.
Great.
Joe was on stage with us in Boston.
You owe me a pop-in.
I do owe you a pop-in. And that's
I popped in your solo, and I popped in on your...
You never know what's going to happen on that tour. So in practicaljokers.com, you might see Joe. he came to the show. We were on stage. I come back off stage. He had used our account. He ordered $300 worth of food. Seafood tower, lobster, everything spread off $300, and he was just eating it. I'm like, "What'd you do?" He's like, "I just ordered food to your tour manager." I was like, "This is insane. This is crazy." And
It was delicious jumbo lump crab meat.
But there you go. That's Joe Gatto. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you for having me. Good to see you. Love
Thank
you,
you,
pal.
babe. Love you, babe.
All right, this has been Hey Babe.
This has been Hey Babe.
Don't be a fake, don't be a flake, don't run away from your feelings, babe.